Progress.
Okay, welcome to our today's class. I warmly welcome to my Zoom audience and Facebook audience. We are on online lifelong study circle. We study basically 45 to 60 minutes every Sunday, and where we learn, we read, we contemplate, we discuss a lot of key questions, subjects related to developmental psychology, philosophy, life coaching, career, personal development, um, and that's every Sunday we do. So I warmly welcome everyone here. And nowadays we are basically learning a very important subject in spirituality, very important subject in developmental psychology and applied philosophy is the topic of consciousness. And from last couple of months, we are studying this because everything which is around us, everything which we are experiencing, that has directly and indirectly connection with consciousness. And what this consciousness mean, that we have already learned in details, but I will touch as well today in our class, because our class today is basically the levels of consciousness, and I'm discussing here only two levels of consciousness, which is fear and desire, and how it is related with my life and what the significance in my life that we are going to learn today. But before we start topic of today, I want to reconnect with the last Sunday, because it is a sequential study we are doing, not the random topic we are doing. So basically, I'm going to show here, if you know about this map of the consciousness. Anybody know about map of consciousness, or that book, The Map of Consciousness Explained, by Dr. David Hawkins, who was a spiritual guru and also American psychiatrist as well. So basically, he formed a table, and that table gives the overview of anybody's life, my life, your life. And he says that we come across through different levels in our life, right from when I born and when I die. During my birth, or the moment I born in this world, and the day I left myself from this world, we come across these levels of consciousness. Okay, some people stays for longer term in all levels. Some people stay for shorter term on these levels, but the great people like you or someone else, you can stay longer on these levels. And what are these levels? These are hierarchy. These are steps over steps over steps until you become enlightened. So if you see my cursor, let me put my marker, if I can show you. Yeah, if you see here green, so anybody who have a bad life, who is a failure experience in the life, who have mediocrity in the life, or who is in depression and frustration, or not happy in the life for longer term, that basically may start the life, or his or her life is from here shame. Okay, and that shame goes further, and next level becomes into guilt, and then apathy, which is insensitivity in the person when a person is very hopeless. On shame, on guilt, on empathy levels of consciousness, you become so tragic, and depression in properly depression, like you are patient of depression, and you have suicidal thoughts, or you are thinking lose-lose. You want to kill or harm yourself, and you want to kill other and harm other people. So that's why it is showing as a red mark, okay? But when a person little bit go on a higher consciousness, then his or her bad and very negative feelings convert into grief, fear, okay? And grief and fear also are very negative fear levels of consciousness, where you always become a victim of tragedy. You maybe lost your parents or your dad or your mom or your grandparents, your friend and family, your children, or your any loved one, and you are mourning. You are in so depression where you, because that tragedy will not leave you, neither you are living that tragedy. You keep stretching with it. No matter after 10 years, you are still in depression because of the loss of someone. Or also, if you lost your business, you had a one time, once upon a time, you had a great some life events, and that or you lost your health totally. You used to be a beautiful person and very slim, smart, and now you are a different person. So you are in grief, okay? And that we discussed already last week, or in that level. Today we are here at this level, fear, and after that we 15-20 minutes we will learn about this desire. So that two levels we are going to learn in details. Look, literally we know the meaning, what mean by fear. We know the meaning, what mean by desire, what mean by anger or courage. But here we are not only understanding literal dictionary meaning or statements of these notion or these words. These are levels, and there are uh, depth and understanding behind it, and that we are going to study, okay? Focusing on these things will help me to come out my fear. Focusing to know how to desire and what to desire, what not to desire, and what actually mean of desire will help me to become a victim of desire. So that's why we are studying this. Remember, so we, like I said, we are doing a sequential study. So in next weeks, we will start going up to this table, and we will keep studying in details so that my personal development will happen, my success in life will happen. I will come out from many psychological conditions automatically by help myself. So that will keep you away if you will follow and focus on these levels. Anger, with courage, when we become courageous, okay, this is a central point where everyone start to transform the life. When we are at the halfway, what we started from the bottom, this courage will take us to go towards love, joy, peace, reason, science, philosophy, technology, and detachment, and these all things will come with to us. But the problem is the bad news I want to share. But don't worry about the bad news, because after every bad news there is good news. But anyway, the bad news is around 90% population of our world, literally 90%, like billions of billions people on this planet, they belongs to America, Australia, India, Middle East, America, everywhere, whether they are developed nation or they are underdeveloped or they are overdeveloped, where whatever you are, we are 90% people are in shame, guilt, apathy, grief, fear, desire, and anger. But this, if you see here, let me erase it. So if you see here, uh, so all people are living here, okay? 90% people. That's why we see lot of agony, lot of pain and suffering in the world. And that's why doctors, nutritionists, government politicians, and leaders of the nations and the countries, they are helping their masses, their people to come out from here. But everyone has a different recipe, different approach to how they can get rid of their people or themselves from there. So a lot of great people came in history uh, for name of spirituality, as a national leaders, as a sometimes political leaders, but political gurus, and some prophets came in as well. And in ancient time, like Buddha came, Krishna came. So every person, every soul who came on this world, or we know them, millions of people, we know them like great people. Uh, they have told us how to come out from these levels of consciousness and go to the the world of reason, the world of love, the horizon of enjoyment, the galaxy of peace, and eventually enlightenment. So this is enlightenment is our ultimate goal, is our ultimate way to live the life, way to live on this not only planet but entire universe, where we are Superman, where we can do anything, and we never have our even imagination of being in fear, being in shame, being in fearful threats, or being in depression, being in apathy, okay, or there will be no guilt at all. So that uh, point, which is enlightenment, we are actually studying in this class for a couple of weeks through these journeys of levels of consciousness, if that makes sense, everyone. Yeah. So let's go and come back. So come back here on this table again. So the book which I selected today is The Map of Consciousness Explained. You can buy from Amazon. It's a great book if you are a student of spirituality or you want really a genuine personal development. So you can buy this, and we are studying from this book, okay? And how we do, because we have Bhupesh Kumar with us and Daljit Roy with us, and also a couple of people on Facebook. So how we do read these, we do reading in this class and try to understand the text in a deeper way. And if we have question, we raise the hand and we question as well, audio question, video question, or you can type. There is a chat box as well on the Zoom or Zoom window as well. So, and this we are going to study an energy level when any person is on the fear state is 100. And let me take you back here. So these are the energy level, okay? If you see here, so a person, a very person who is in depression, who is a very failure life experience, he or she start from here, shame, his or her energy start from 20, 30, goes 50, 75, 100, 125. So fear is at 100 level, okay? Fear is still better than grief, apathy, guilt, and shame, okay? Because remember, most of the fear are um, our reaction when we see or think some threat in our life. and we become scared. Um, and that fear has its own deep subject in psychology. But here we are not learning as a psychology, but here we are getting a good awareness, a considerable awareness, so that if we are fearful from something which we should not, we should guide ourselves that how to come out and why to come out and why and how cannot be in practice until we understand deeply of that subject. Okay, so that's why it is showing 100 energy. Okay, and the desire, when we desire something and we think about to make a goal or we want to accomplish, we start to crave ourselves, which Buddha, Siddhartha Buddha, he condemned it. He asked us not to crave. Thus, the value of success lies when you don't crave. But the 90% people with us on this planet all are crave, and they crave very well, and so that they feel pain and suffering throughout until they know this path of enlightenment, which you and me are right now trying to understand. So let's try to read and what we need, try to learn what this fear mean. Okay, and I start it, and then Bhupesh and Daljit, you can also read me the next couple of quick paragraph so that we can have an engageful session, if that's okay with you. Okay, so Dr. David Hawkins is saying at the level of 100, which is fear, there is a lot more life energy available. Fear of danger is actually healthy. Okay, so don't need to scare about that. Fear is giving you some sign to avoid. Okay, he's saying further, the fear runs much of the world, spurring on endless activity. Fear of enemies, of old age, or fear of death, or rejection, or a multitude of social fear are basic motivators in most people's life. It's an excellent and very powerful line Dr. David Hawkins is saying. So we mostly do and give us a motivation to do something because of lot of fears we have. And for sake of fear, we step up or step forward every time. Okay, because I know I need to earn money because my family or my will not survive very well. And if we will not survive well, I will lose them. And that is a fear which make me 9 to 5 job or doing my business. Okay, that fear I don't want to experience. And that's why it is a motivation for me. I have enemy or people in business or family, and I want to go beyond from their success. I want to have a greater success from them. So this comparative or jealousy or envious nature has a fear. And what is this? Fear of failure. And if that is fear of failure, that if I didn't earn too much, if I didn't buy home as good as my colleague or as good as my brother, as good as my neighbor, I will feel embarrassed. So to avoid this embarrassment, I will start to do big jumps in the life. But these are under fears, okay? And but remember, any step you are taking under fear has only 100 energy, okay? It's so less out of 1,000, out of, and 1,000 is the way of enlightenment. And you are just on 100, no matter you are going to become a millionaire, no matter you have a big house or a beautiful or luxury car, but you still at 100 level, my friend. So, and you think you are successful? No, the success lies when you come out of fear and then buy a luxury car, and then you do become a millionaire, and then you do any other thing what you want to do. Fear-based success are temporarily and bring pain and suffering in the life longer for longer term. Okay, so that is a big thing. Further, so let's start our, if I ask Daljit, if you can hear me, so you can read these three things, and then we can later discuss as well.
Yes, of course. So from the viewpoint of this level, the world looks hazardous, full of traps and threats. Fear is the favored official tool for the control by oppressive totalitarian agencies and regimes, and insecurity is the stock in trade of major manipulators of the marketplace. The media and advertising play to fear to increase the market share.
Excellent. Brilliant reading. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. It's very crystal clear that under the fear, our mostly affairs of our life and worldly affairs are running. If we open the media, if I will turn on the TV, there are hundreds of channels, and all channels are showing you 95% channels are selling you some product or giving you awareness which has directly linked with fear or indirectly linked with some tragedy, okay, and some future prediction and projections they are going to tell you, isn't it? So, and we think that it is normal, and we think that it's a part of life. That's how we are living wherever we are. No, 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 no. We are living abnormal life. That's not normal. If I turn on Fox News, I turn on, switch on the channel to CNN or some news channel which is making you horrific type of presentation and make you scared and fear, and then you make some important decision in your life based on that thing. That whole world of fear. And even if you look at the advertisement, majority advertisement on the TV, on the social media, and they ask you to buy this, and they ask you to use this, is in the result of some form of fear. Imagine this. Come back here on this. Let's say I am living in America in a very, very costly home, have a luxury home, okay? But my old decisions and my TV, my content is based on some anxiety-based content that make me frightened, okay? And then based on, I start to make some decision, and that decision is leading to some hate, okay? Leading to some craving, okay? And that craving, that hate is still, even though it's a higher level than the fear, still it's a poor level, you know? So we all around just wandering here and here. That's it. No matter we do a lot of things, we all around here, okay? So that is a sign of alarm for me, for everyone, that where we are going, okay? No matter the world or media is taking me, what is the significance if I have a 100-inch television or screen in my home, and I'm proud to be that I have a bigger screen in my town or in my family, friend and family, and you are watching all content related to fear, and you are watching all content which is not for you, which is all totally deception, turning and making and presenting you as a reality and as a part of truth. No, no, no. That is the biggest hallucination. We are becoming victim. And that's why 95% people are on such a lower level of consciousness beyond America or UK or rich people of the world. No, no, no. Or even Indians. Many great Indians are too much rich. But if we are living still in fear, that is not going to be work for us. Next one is if I ask Bhupesh Kumar, if you can read it or thank
Yeah,
you.
sure. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, yeah. Thank you. Thank you for the confirmation. So the first one is fear. The proliferation of fears is as limitless as the human imagination. Once fear becomes one's focus, the endless fearful events of the world feed it. Fear
Yeah,
becomes obsessive. I just got the call. Sorry for that. Fear becomes obsessive and may take any form. Fear of loss of relationship leads to jealousy and chronically high stress levels. Third one is balloon. Fearful thinking can balloon into paranoia and generate neurotic defensive structure, and because it is contagious, become a dominant social trend.
excellent. It's a great reading. Appreciate Bhupesh Kumar. Amazing. But the message behind what Bhupesh just read is very mind blowing. And mind blowing is in terms of the fearful events and that all creating imagination and limitless fear in my brain. Um, and we becomes neurotic, psychotic. Many psychological patients have a large portion of fear in their unconscious mind. Large portion of consciousness is hitting us, everything, and we become abnormal, and we rush towards going to for a therapist or going to the psychiatrist, and the psychiatrist does not need to know about your problem in details, but he or she will give you just some medicine, and he or she thinks these all abnormality because of some fear is a result of some secretion of hormones within your body, within your mind, within your brain, and take this tablet and take the sleep, and this is your cure. How many people come out from this fear with the psychiatrist? I'm not saying don't go to psychiatrist, but I never see a considerable stat that people going to psychological advisors or psychiatrists and they did relief. Their problem, most of the time, their problem goes more severe. Okay. Why? Because remember, the psychiatrist is thinking I'm a combination of chemicals. I'm run by atoms, molecules, mixture and compounds. My body is. And that's why he or she is curing with you some chemicals. He or she does not know that there is a soul within you. He or she does not and does not want to know there is a immaterial thing within you lie, and that is called consciousness. And that consciousness is not a material or not a chemical or have a covalent or ionic bond, or you are not product of chemistry or something. That's limitation or that's egoic. Scientific mind will not help you to come out from these conscious diseases which we have all. Many people which I come across, or many people witness, which they have come from fear by helping themselves, by leverage their own consciousness, and by helping and reading and consulting the people who motivate them, who inspire them, and they start to inspire themselves. They are more at the velocity of coming out from the field, not from the doctors. Okay. But I'm not saying that don't go to doctors or psychiatrists, or if you have some fear or depression or something, you can go, because they will work for a little bit of physical body. Okay. The rest of the work you need to do on your on your spiritual entity. Remember, my physical body is not me. My physical body is disguised over my spirit. Is a physical, my physicality is covered by to my soul. I am a soul in a human form. Okay. And if I have a poor paradigm and wrong paradigm, nobody, no medicine can cure me. And that is we are going to learn here. This level, which has 100 energy, is still a biggest challenge for the people of this medical science and big leaders of the world. And that is mind-blowing. And last thing, within the fear we are going to read it, is the fear limits growth of the personality and leads to inhibition, because it takes energy to rise above fear. The oppressed are unable to reach the higher level unaided. Of course, it's self-explanatory. And thus the fearful seek strong leaders who appear to have conquered their fear to lead them out of their slavery. So we are slave of our own body or ourself, which our university taught wrongly to us, which my school taught me wrongly, which my parents taught me wrongly, which media taught me wrongly. Start when I born, actually. I was helplessly being taught very poorly, misguidedly, and I learned too much wrong things. And that's why I cannot unlearn this thing until this awareness come to you, which I'm sharing with you, or you have already inborn awareness. Remember, this awareness is within me the day I born, okay? But it have a clouds of darkness. When I start to grow, these clouds becomes more dense, and hence I am just seeing deception. And that deception is desire, fear, apathy, depression, anxiety, okay? And that all will give me pain and suffering all the time. But only the leaders, the strong leaders, attachment with them or inspired from them will help you. I have a lot of Jews leaders, spiritual leaders. My Hindu yogis are the greatest ever leaders who have great knowledge about this, how to come out this fear. Siddhartha Gautama Buddha, he was the iconic person and the soul who helped the nations, who helped the people how to come out and why not to be in fear, and what is the root cause of the fear. Okay. Prophet Muhammad, he also mentioned many things in his well-documented life about the fears, how to come out. And that happened that the Arabs came out from the fears and they escalated towards science and technology in 1,000 years before, when they explored the world in science and technology. But later again, that nation, Arab nation, becomes victim of fear, and then they collapsed till now, till today. So the leaders are exemplary role model for many people and nation. I remember the Mahatma Gandhi. He is my most favorite. He produces and wrote the theory of nonviolence and how through the nonviolence we can conquer ourselves, not as an individual, but also as a nation. And that led the Indian to free from the British colonial thing. And that is, so when you decide that you can come out from the fear and only when we identify fear, okay? The problem is we don't want to identify fear, or we think that we are too naive to know about the fear. And that's why we are not able to think. And that is the good news, that many people, they have come out from the fear, and they are on the next levels of consciousness. And the next level of consciousness is they are sprite, they are in angry, but my here concern is when they reach here courage, okay, that is a starting point where they start to transform their life. Totally game changer. The game changing of your life when you are on 200 energy level, okay? And below that, we need to identify very quickly where I am standing right now, okay? And today we just learn about what is fear, okay? And how fear and where does it locate in my life, okay? It's very, very low. Remember, it's orange description, okay? Still, it's a long way to go. But always remember the thousands miles of journey always start from first step. Once I tell you a very good news, I tell you a good news. The good news is for you, even though you are you living a fearful life or in any dimension, okay? And that fear has connected with you many unconscious thought or conscious thought, and it is ruining your relationship, it is ruining your own success, money success, your personal development, your physical health, whatever. The good news is for you, many people in this age, in 21st century, in 2023, they are able to come out from fear, number one, and they jump directly to the age of wisdom. They can jump directly to the age of enjoyment and age of a level of peace. And that is a miracle start to happen, okay? So don't worry if you are at this level, you still go other. Nobody knows what happens, because remember, it is your consciousness that is entirely different to my consciousness. You have your own destination. You have your own everything, which doesn't necessarily to match with my consciousness or with my way of success. Okay, everyone is born differently, and they excel and they go differently. So that is the good news. Okay, so let me just revive here. So this is a map of consciousness. Okay, if you are here on a fear, okay, and you have decided to come out, and I'm not supposing you have come out, and once you have come out, just have feeling of blessing, feel blissful, and think that you are now going directly here. Age of love, level of reasoning. You start to give a true meaning to your life, okay? Revelations are coming from God on you, okay? and you becoming a packet of love, okay, without going here, okay, that is possible. If it's not even, don't worry about that. It is your journey. Your next level will come. You will have lot of desire, and then that turn into anger. That will turn and make you pride about your community or your same minded like people. But remember, after pride, you will have a courage to go further and further and further. Okay? Don't need to worry about that. So that is a good news. So that is one of the topic which we wanted to learn today, fear. The second topic, which is the next level, is desire. And what does it mean by desire? In reality, which help me, which motivate me, which inspire me to desire within the limit or not to desire what is good for me, what that I need to know, because lot of things in my life I do because I start my cravings start to create a list of desire, isn't it? And that list of desire does not mean that you are on the path of success. No, 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 no. Most of the time, this is the path of failure, which you are turning as considering or perceiving as a successful steps. No. So this will help me to know about desire. And remember, I am talking about here awareness. And awareness is the only blessing from God in this planet. And you and me and many people like us, we are blessed people if we know about what this awareness and it is important. So because of the lack of time, I believe desire, we could read it, but it's already 45 minutes. So maybe the desire I can continue next week. And I will add this desire with the next level, because I decided every Sunday we will learn two levels of consciousness. Okay, like last week I learned we study grief and apathy. Okay, but now today we have learned fear. Next I will start desire and anger. Yeah, I will try to make next week more summarized and 10-20 minutes each level, so that we can cover these levels of consciousness more quicker. So how do you find it, and what do you have question? Any thought coming, whether good or bad, or you criticize, or you support it, or you think it is a truth? I'm happy to listen to you. And yeah, okay.
Hello,
Yeah, I
Dave.
have. Yeah, hi. Yeah, Daljit, you can continue, please. Then I'll pick up.
Are you sure?
Yeah, sure. Please, go on.
Okay, so is it Maratib? How do you pronounce your name? Maratib.
Yeah, Maratib, excellent. Maratib, I'm Maratib.
So yeah, excellent. That's really good. I've been in this. I've studied personal development for 20 years, but I lost my dad 2.5 years ago, and yeah, and that's when I really started to feel the different levels of grief. And I went through a stage of fear, anxiety, depression. I never understood it before. So what you've explained is fantastic. I mean, I've really been studying it a lot in the last couple of years now, and to come out of these different areas and to elevate yourself to different levels. So I don't think a lot of people are not conscious, are they, at all? They're not conscious, and they don't understand the conscious mind and the subconscious mind, how it works, and how the programmings that we have as children, and then the programs, as you mentioned, of the media and how they give people fear and in your subconscious mind. So yeah, it's really great what you've explained. Well done.
Excellent. Thank you very much. It's well done to you. How? Because always remember, I'm a firm believer that the beauty does not lie in the object. Beauty lies in the eyes that who perceive that the object is beautiful. So if you are thanking me, I thanking to you because you have such an amazing strength of perception that you perceive this beauty based on your own conscious level. So amazing. Well done. Yes, Bhupesh, you wanted to share something?
Thank you so much. And uh, first of all, like, thank you so much, Maratib, for explaining everything so well. Like, I was thinking that this would be the lesson uh, where we will just talk about our experiences, but you have explained it in detail. You have touched base every point so precisely that I have gained a lot from the whole lecture. And
Excellent.
thank you so much, Daljit, for sharing your experience. And like, sorry to hear about your loss. And I definitely like support you. My, uh, my feelings are with you that you will definitely come out of it soon.
Oh,
Thank you so
wonderful,
much. Thank you.
Yep. And
wonderful.
yeah, thank you so much. And the other thing that through the whole lesson, I have actually I was just gathering some of the points. Like one point Meritive took up that uh, what we are right now, um, actually it is basically reflecting what we have learned in the during the childhood days, what we have been taught through by our parents and our society. And now we are living in such a kind of competition where we are just trying to socially validate ourselves each and every day. We are living the life based on the experiences of others, and trying to prove ourselves every day, not to ourselves, just to others, for to get the social validation. Okay, I have achieved that. I haven't achieved that. If we don't achieve anything, then it turns into the fear. And that has actually happened to me when I took up one task during my childhood. My parents actually told me to pursue something, and I couldn't succeed in that. And I think that is the point which is still like sticking to me. That's how I joined this session, just because I was looking something and someone to talk to regarding my experience. What exercise I can practice to come out of that fear of failure, just because if someone is achieving the same kind of success which I wanted to achieve, which I couldn't achieve, and it turned into my failure. And when I see others, I don't feel happy. Okay, I feel somewhere happy. Okay, that person has achieved. But then I go deep down into my feelings, thinking about, okay, what I could have done, what where I went wrong, or and then I start blaming myself and my situations, and the kind of environment we are living through in media. Media is really playing a big role in our life. When we go through Facebook, we are just continuously scrolling through the success of the people. They are not putting their bad stories. They just want to share their good memories with others. They are um, like if they are going somewhere, they are visiting some nice places, eating some good food, meeting some good people, then they are just sharing it. And when you are scrolling through Facebook or any social media website, then you get to know, okay, they are really happy in their life, and I'm still stuck with my failures. Though I've been doing good with the God grace of God and my parents' blessings, but still that one moment of failure, I'm not sure like how I can get rid of that. Just because like it was, I really imbibed that moment when I was pursuing that, and I'm sure that I'm younger in all of us, and you both have a lot of experiences. So if you both can share anything with me, how can, if I can exercise something to get rid of that feeling of failure which I had during my childhood days.
Excellent.
Yeah.
It's a very great insight. And I think you're very aware about what you have experienced before, and which is your current state. And you must have a good aspiration for your future or next life as well. It's a brilliant to hear you. And I hope we will meet again.
Mhm.
We will continue this session, and the next session we will, like I said, we will do desire, uh, and with connection with the anger, and what are these two levels and how we can uh, understand and help ourselves to avoid it. Okay, so thank you so much, and brilliant talk, Bhupesh and Daljit. I really appreciate you, and people who are on Facebook as well. If you have any question, you can type or in the comment below, and see you next Sunday same time with the new levels of consciousness. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Yeah, thank you.